Hello students, welcome to the next class of economics. We are doing the chapter rural development, and in the previous session we have completed the topic rural banking, a critical review, and after that we have discussed about the topic agricultural marketing system in India and what are the basic problems of the farmers in the village. We have gone through the topics such as what was the state of the agriculture market in the country before independence and what was the major problem faced by the farmers, as at that time the traders and the money lenders were manipulating the account, as well as they were weighing less food grain of the poor farmers. And India farmers were confined to subsistence farming. Their outlook was not tradition, like commercial outlook was not there. So they were doing the subsistence farming, and they was not aware about their importance, and there was weak bargaining among the markets from the end of the farmers or producers. So finally, they were facing the problem of better crop price, and we are aware as ki like 10% of the total crop produced is wasted due to the lack of the storage facility in the country. So this was also the problem at the time in the agriculture sector. Now we'll move to the next slide. So in the regulation of markets, the first point is this was the first step to create orderly and transparent marketing conditions. By and large, this policy benefited farmers as well as consumers. Ki regulations mean government was decided some rules for the agricultural market which benefited both the farmers as well as consumers, and this measure targets organized markets in order to protect the farmers from the exploitation by the brokers. Like they were getting the fair prices as there was some checking from the government end, and their condition has started improving. The third and important point is the market committees ensures that the farmers get reasonable price for their produce. The next point is, however, there is still a need to develop about 27,000 rural periodic markets to realize the full potential of rural marketing. So, through this step, government has started regulating the markets, as well as it was taking a check of the markets, and through this we can say ki there was a notable change in the income of the farmers and in the condition of the village or agricultural markets. The second point is provision of physical infrastructure. Physical infrastructure means there was need of the proper area or structure where peoples will store, people will keep, and people will sell their agricultural products. So for this measure attempts to make provision of physical infrastructure facilities like roads, railways, warehouses, godowns, cold storage and processing units. So when these facilities provided by the government, so it will be easy for the farmers, traders and for the consumers to get the product easily. Farmers will get the better price for their crop, and traders can also get more profit or can get achieve more profits through this system. So there was the government improved or developed the physical infrastructure for the betterment of the both sides. These facilities will help in strengthening the market channels. So definitely we have seen ki through these implementation of these structures or infrastructure, the condition of the or the status of the agriculture products was better. It was better to there was the condition of transporting was better as roads developed, railways developed. We can store it at the proper places with the help of the warehouse, godown and storage units, and somehow the wastage of food grains and agriculture products reduced. Finally, however, the current infrastructural facilities are quite inadequate. We need to develop more infrastructural facilities to ensure high growth rate of economy. Somehow, government is trying to develop or to make as much as it can make the warehouses, roads, railways. Day by day, it is working on it, but still there is need of the development of this sector, more development needed in this field, so that it will facilitate the growth of economy. The next point is cooperative marketing, very important. As we are aware with the term of cooperative market, where the peoples are making a group and they are taking the decisions with the help of the government and with the local bodies. The local bodies are overlooking as well as government is also overlooking in this these cooperative markets. So cooperative marketing in realizing fair prices for farmers products is the third aspect we can say of government initiative. The success of milk cooperatives in transforming the social and economic landscaping of Gujarat and some other parts of the country is testimony of the role of cooperatives. We are aware with the name of a well-known brand Amul, which is offering the several food products, and it it's developed due to the development of the cooperatives in the Gujarat area specifically. And I'm telling you some extra, giving you some extra dose of knowledge. So in that, Varghese Kurian was the man who worked on it to develop the milk production. He made such policies, and there was a operation flood in the country to increase the production of milk in the country, and the Gujarat was the specific region where these cooperatives developed. And we all are aware the tremendous change in the field of the food production in the country, and now India is the uh, first on the first rank in producing the milk all over the world. Previously, Denmark was on the first rank, but right now India is the on the first rank in producing the milk in whole of the world. So somehow the credit goes to the this policy, Operation Flood, as well as to late scientist Varghese Kurian and these cooperatives of the Gujarat. Later the whole country followed this cooperative system to increase the production of milk. So what happened in this? Under this system, farmers get together and form marketing societies to sell the production collectively and take benefit of collective bargaining to secure a better price of the product. What they did, they together they assemble, they made their groups, and they were selling their products collectively. Like they were having more product. I can say if one farmer is there, so he can produce maximum if he is having 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 animals, so he can go for the production of up to 200 liter milk per day or 300 milk. But if there is the group of the 200, 300 people or the 50 people, so somehow they will have the more quantity and they can bargain, and as they will bargain and they will get the better price for their product. The last point is ki, as we are discussing the Gujarat model and their cooperatives, that was a successful program successfully implemented the program the state. But however, due to the lack of appropriate link between marketing and processing cooperatives and lack of finance, cooperatives have received a setback during the recent past. So there is a need of the from the government end to develop these cooperatives to help them in a better way, so that again we can do excel in the different agricultural sectors. Then after the next implementation was from the government. The next initiative is minimum support price, minimum maintenance of buffer stock, and public distribution system. So this system is also helping the agricultural market as well as the farmers. So first we'll go through the point minimum support price, MSP, and we have studied this topic in class 11 in forms of market chapter when we were discussing about the price determination and price ceiling and price floor we were discussing. So it is an important step initiated by government to give assurance of minimum support price MSP for agricultural products. So where we can easily see this example. So the sugar factory is one of the example, and every year government is declaring a price for the sugarcane such as 300 rupees or 330 rupees, and the sugar factory is paying the same price. If we'll talk about the food grains, so every year for rice and the wheat, the government is announcing the price of the MSP or the minimum support price for these food grains also, like 1800 rupees per quintal or 1900 rupees per quintal, different. So now it is your work. You will inform me in the Google Classroom through message ki what was the latest price announced by the government for the wheat and for the paddy, rice. Okay, so this is your part. And the second is the government fixes minimum support price to encourage the farmers to sell their produce. कि why government is setting these prices like sugar cane and for food grains, because farmers will encourage to produce again and again these crops. If will not encourage, so there will be lack of the food grains. If they'll not get the proper price of their produce, they will not produce that crop, and somehow there will be lack of the that particular food grain in the country who's for whom they are not getting the better price. The next is maintenance of buffer stock. The government buys the excess supply of unsold stock from the farmers and maintains buffer stock of these products and uses these during the emergencies. And the next is the Food Corporation FCI purchases food grains at the procurement price in order to maintain buffer stocks and generates rational prices to the farmers to give them sufficient incentives. What is buffer stock? We are aware of. Even farmers are going in the market to sell their product at MSPs. So what is happening? Sometimes like they have produced total 10,000 kilogram food grain, and they were able to sell only 8,000 kilogram food grain in the market, and the leftover is 200,000 kilogram. So the government is purchasing that to remaining 2,000 kilogram food grain, and FCI purchasing, and then it is sending to each state to distribute in the your PDS system at a lower price to the needy people, marginalized section. And there is a two-way purpose. One, the farmers will get the better price or the minimum price for their products which they have produced, so they will again encourage, their condition will be better. And the second key, the government is providing that food grains to the needy people at a lower price. So this is your buffer stock concept. The next is public distribution system. So buffer stocks food grain is coming where? This is coming in the PDS system. So this system operates through fair price shops in which essential commodities like wheat, rice, sugar, kerosene, etc. are sold to people below poverty line, and price chart is less than the market price. And where this all commodities or goods are coming in the PDS system, these are coming from the buffer stock of the government. After purchasing in buffer stock, government is sending to each state, selling those products to each states. Sorry, selling these products to each state at the reasonable prices, and then they are distributing it through the PDS system to the poor people or marginalized section people. So this is again helping the people of the agriculture sector. So now students, today's session is over. In the next session we'll discuss about in detail the problems of agriculture marketing in India. We have discussed what government did for the betterment of the marketing system, agriculture marketing in the country, and still what improvements are needed and what are the major problems. We'll discuss in the next session. So friends, see you in the next session.